Alright, so today I've got something a bit unusual. It's not American made, I don't believe. I believe it's German by the manufacturer Grundig. This is a C01 FM cassette radio combo portable unit. And to my American eyes, this is a very, very unusual device. So I'm going to show that by contrasting what I'm used to as an American to what I assume would have been the standard in a place like Germany. So before I get into this, let me show you what I'm used to. This is a Panasonic Slimline from, I think, the late 80s, maybe early 90s. And this is, if you're American, you probably know what these look like. This is incredibly standard. They made the same thing look just like this for decades. The way they generally look is they have a piano key set up here. So here would be the play. Originally they would have, sliding things, and I'll get a connection to that in a second. But you have play, rewind, fast forward, stop, just stop and eject, and then pause, which is just pause like that. So this is incredibly intuitive to me. This is something that I've used for a long time. And this section is basically the cassette mechanism itself, and then this is just a speaker, and this whole area is just the battery compartment. Now, imagine the shock that I got when I found this thing. I didn't find it, someone actually gave it to me, along with a whole bunch of other things, which I might be showing soon. But this Grundig is very unusual to me, because, first off, no piano keys. Second off, so you can see the form factor is the opposite. This one is long and low, while this one is upright, almost like a boombox, but instead of having, speakers on either side, it has, I think, one in the back. No, it doesn't. I guess the speaker is this strange oval. Yeah, okay, it is in the front. But let me just show you why this was so strange to me. So they're about the same size. This one's a little bit smaller. But this also has a built-in radio and aerial antenna and all that, which is really impressive. I do have to commend, this is a really an engineering marvel. Just how much they were able to cram into this little space. I might open it up in a sec because it's easy to open up. But first off, I showed you how to use these. You got these piano keys. But for this one, they've moved all of the dials onto this wheel mechanism. And I still don't entirely understand how it works, because in America, you have just, play, stop. It's all labeled out in this very orderly line here. But here, it's... To stop is to... Fast forward, you move the entire mechanism this way. To rewind, the entire mechanism goes this way. I assume pause is here. I assume this is the line. And then the cassette, you have to rotate it all the way, and then it pops open. And then it's... So this is just, to me, it's very unusual. This is... I mean, it's very... I have to commend the engineers, because this is just a very... streamlined method, but I think it's very confusing. I assume if I grew up with it would be a lot easier to make sense of. But I mean, you've got the radio dial here, nice one of these like reduction gear things. Antenna folds out. It's incredibly tall, actually. In order to record, you hold this down. This is similar to the American ones, where it'll only press record if you have the record notch enabled. But this also has a radio. So the radio is denoted by, you either have a dot or a circle. You can't really see them because they're worn off, but they're vaguely there. So one of them is radio, one of them is cassette. I don't know which one's which. And then you can actually record from the radio to the cassette, which is a real nice thing. But it's a very nice, it would have looked a lot nicer when it was new. A lot of the metal bands are missing. The Grundig logo here is missing. Parts were falling off of it. And I'll show you a quick look inside, because, I mean, it's very easy to open up. You press in this hole here, and the whole back comes off. and it was rusty when I got it. It's probably not gonna work again. I'm not gonna throw it out but it's jam-packed. When I opened it up the first time, parts just fell out of it. I mean, it needs work. I'm not the one to work on it, but it really is beautiful. I'm very impressed by the manufacturing and design capabilities, because when I saw this in the photo, it looked like a car radio. It looks like this is the kind of thing you'd put under your dashboard would be up here. Almost like a CB radio, which I might show some of later. But you've got the volume. I think this is the tone control. But this, I'm both fascinated and, I don't know, confused by it, because it's very, I wonder what made them want to do that. Is that a gimmick? Did they think it would be more, is it more useful? I don't know, because this is what I grew up with. But, there it is. This is a, kind of a clash of the eras and age and locations, because this is what I'm used to. This is this is something you grew up with every day, and this is strange to you, or maybe you're seeing this for the first time either. But either way, very fascinating device.